Hey everybody, we are at the Hall of Justice. Robert here.
Daniel.
Oh, Anastasia. Sorry, I was getting a phone call. Anastasia.
Yeah, we are all definitely right now wanting to get the news out to as many people as possible in a timely manner that the case has resulted in a mistrial. And Anna, I would love to let you describe what that means.
Yeah.
And Daniel, to get your thoughts and personal reflections on the matter. Like, we can all represent like our shared ideas and what we maybe individually think about what went on.
I'll keep mine a little bit more factual, just because since it was a mistrial, there's potential that the case isn't over yet. Then you guys could tell your opinions.
Yeah, a new jury would be convened.
But what I would say is, like, it was, we were there today. We got called today because the jury was not able to reach a verdict. They did end up telling us that it was 10-2 on the first count, which was recording with intent to intimidate, and 9-3 on the second count, which was distributing a video that was recorded with intent to intimidate, or whatever the terminology is, of the California FACE Act.
And each of those votes were leaning in the direction of?
So each of those were leaning in the direction of not guilty.
Woo!
But it wasn't quite all 12 of them. There was 2 on the first and 3 on the second that were leaning toward, that were very firm on guilty and would not budge. So a hung jury, mistrial, after 3 days or 2.5 days or whatever it was of deliberations, and there was only just shy of 2 days of an actual trial. So they deliberated longer than the trial actually lasted. But yeah, I'll let them share their thoughts and whatnot, just because since the case technically isn't over, I should probably stick to facts here. But thank you so much for all of your support and your prayers, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated if there is more coming. So thank you.
All right. And as background, so Mims is asking regarding what case is this. So this is the case that stemmed from a complaint made against Anastasia. When she does her sidewalk counseling, she does a lot of social media. And she created an educational and humorous video, this 13-second reel on TikTok and Instagram that was comparing and contrasting the method that pro-lifers and Planned Parenthood volunteers use to help women, because they both in their mind have the same goal to help women, but they have 2 different methods. And that was the message in the video. Unfortunately, someone misinterpreted the last slide and thought it read as a threat. And I'm not going to stand here and say that that person made a false claim. I'm saying they were in an emotional, position and honestly believed the misinformed false claim that they made. They reported to police. That person testified in court about, Anna recorded me and posted it with the intent to intimidate. And in the law, it's very curious, and I was sharing that with as many people as possible, even Daniel today, that in the law, the word intimidate doesn't mean to make somebody uncomfortable. It doesn't mean to make somebody, nervous. It means specifically to place someone, to intentionally place someone in fear of bodily harm. And that did not happen. That was not the message of the video. And FACE Act is something that, if you read the law for what it is, none of that happens. So if you intentionally place someone in fear of bodily harm through the posting or recording of a video, you've broken the law. But Anna never even, as a goal, was meaning for that video to deter anyone from doing anything. It was just talking about, so much less, placing someone in fear of bodily harm. That absolutely was, light years away from what actually went on. So, I hope that's a clear explanation. Sometimes it's easier for me to type it out, take the time to explain it a little more clearly. But if you want copies, links to the emails that we put out, updating people about this, please let me know. And it was just amazing that the jury wound up leaning 10-2, not guilty, violating that law, the recording part, and was it 9-3?
Yeah.
Not guilty, violating the illegal distribution. So, if anyone has any other questions, or Daniel, I wanted to get your perspective when you showed up and started seeing the proceedings.
Yeah, well, the judge basically explained that now that the jurors are dismissed, they are allowed to be asked questions about it or talk about it. So there was a little huddle afterwards with the prosecution and defense and jurors talking about what their thoughts were. And I think the thing that stood out to me the most was they were basically saying that the law was written very unclear, so that made it more difficult. But
yeah, there's one part that people can only be guilty of the illegal distribution part if they knew that the filming of the raw footage was done intentionally in violation of the law. So that's the part that they're kind of confused about.
But anyways, First Amendment is very important in this country. This is obviously First Amendment activity that is protected. This is obviously also a bogus law that just needs to be completely shut down from the top down. But beyond that, I'm in big support of all pro-life activity, and especially in this instance.
Yeah, so guys, Monday, 9 a.m. in Department 17 at the Hall of Justice is the next hearing. I guess everyone is going to learn what's going to happen now since this jury has been dismissed from service. What even is going to happen with the charges at this point. So guys, thank you so much for keeping an eye on the news. Oh, great. We've got another supporter showing up.
Yes. Hi.
Great to see you, man. So, yeah, it was a crazy situation. We'll continue to update people as news comes along and get you guys more summaries if you need them. So, Anna, I want to say thank you for your service on the sidewalk. Sad that they're not letting you do that right now. It's just such a travesty of justice, and they should...
Thank you, Derek. Yes, repeal the FACE Act. I agree with you. Derek is a pro-choice activist, by the way, that I met when he was counter-protesting us, if I'm not mistaken, in D.C., but he's been following the case and sharing, and I really appreciate your support, Derek, and your friendship. I know that we have very, very different opinions on abortion, obviously completely different, but I appreciate your support here.
All right, guys, so try to keep it short, stay tuned, and, well, come down on Monday if you want to see firsthand what goes down in the courtroom between the lawyers and the judge. 9 a.m. Monday, Department 17. I guess they're switching from the one who oversaw this trial. Maybe, I don't know what that's all about, switching the courtroom and the judge. But yeah, we're going to see what happens when it comes to proceeding on their case. So would you like to add any words, your perspective in support of Anna?
Well, this is a very unexpected decision, but I think it's a good decision at the same time. So I'm happy about it. We'll see what happens next time.
Yeah, I guess short of a not guilty verdict unanimously, the one heavily leaning to not guilty is very, if that's all we can get at this point, that's a nice result. Huh?
Yeah, I think it is, and it shows that, the jury was not being swayed one way or the other. And there was,
unfairly swayed, yeah.
Well, they weren't as biased as they could have been in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. So I'm hoping that what will come out of this is that the prosecution will simply drop it. Don't even retry it. Just drop it. Or things that could have been said that weren't said in court might have made it worse for them. And so
for the prosecutors?
Yeah, I think so. And so I really do hope that they will just decide to drop it. They'll find a reason to just drop it and not bring it up again. Let it go. Let it go.
All right, perfect. We'll see you guys. Take care.